Okay, good morning, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started. Let me know if you can hear my audio and see my screen in the chat box. Just give me a little Y or a yes there, just to let me know that it's working. Hope everybody's having a fantastic morning. Hopefully your trading has been going well. I had some really awesome trades yesterday. Had a few small losers last night, which is fine, but we'll recap those trades and talk about that in just a moment. But yes, let's go ahead. One second, I'm just dropping a Telegram invite real quick here. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Before I get into our live trading here, I need to go over our disclaimer real quick. As always, I need to remind you guys about the risks involved in the market. You can lose all or more than your initial investment if you're not careful. So please be aware of how many pips you're risking on each trade, in addition to how big your lot size is and ultimately how that would affect your account if you were to lose money. So make sure that you're going through that process each and every time that you take a trade. So last night we had, or this morning we had some really good news in the US economy, right? Added some more jobs. Unemployment rate is actually down, surprisingly, which wasn't the expectation. We were expecting it to go up. So what that did to the dollar is it sent the dollar. Sorry guys, I'm doing my analysis right now. It sent the dollar up. Yeah, sent the dollar up last night. So um and it's actually recovered a little bit, but it was kind of an unexpected move, and so we had a lot of movement with those types of pairs last night. Like you'll see here, the euro dollar had a pretty nice move down last night. Now it's starting to recover just a little bit. I'm actually curious to see where it actually stopped. It stopped, interestingly, right there. Yeah, that's interesting to see. Okay, so couple of things. Let's go over. Let's do the banker's close trade. I need to get that going real quick. Let me see how some of these other pairs are doing. So we got the euro pound. I pull up my Bollinger Bands on a 5-minute. Where are we at? Where are we at? Kind of middle. How about the euro franc? Kind of middle. Let's see. Yeah, kind of middle. Wow. Okay. So not really a setup just yet on our, our main pairs that we trade. We can certainly look at some of these others. I might do that real quick. Let's look at NZD franc. Yeah, not really. Nothing there. Let's see here. I'm just looking at different pairs. Okay, pound CAD. Potentially could be a setup. I really want to just wait for our favorite pairs to line up. So either this euro franc to line up or the Aussie franc. So yeah, I think I might do that, guys. What I'll do is I will just pull up another chart or another watch list so that I can keep an eye on this. Yeah, so let me pull up, I've got my other charts up here. I am going to just watch this over here on my other screen, right? And then what I'll do is we'll just look for some other setups while I work on this over here. So I'm just going to pull up a 5-minute chart Bollinger Band with the euro franc, and I'm just going to wait for it to set up within the hour, and then we'll go ahead and execute our banker's close trade. I really like to trade our 3 favorite pairs. I really don't like to go be outside of those 3 pairs, especially if there's no news. There is no news today. So I'm going to just hang out with those 3 pairs and just wait for the setup to come. and wait for it to come to me. Let's insert, one second, I'm just inserting an indicator. Here we go, Bollinger Band. There we go. Okay, now I'm set up. Okay, so in terms of last night, I did have a few losers. Like you can look, small losers, right? Like I lost on the USD franc and euro dollar. And actually, I'm kind of mad about the euro dollar trade because if you pull up the euro dollar, here it is. Kind of mad about this. I put up an order block right here. Let's see. Let's do like a 15-minute. Yeah, here we go. I made an order block right here, and I mainly just counted these candlesticks right here, but it looks like the market obviously included a little bit more because this is what I had, and so I barely stopped out of that trade because my entry to buy was right there and my entry to stop out was right here. And obviously you can see how close that was. Like it just barely stopped out and then went up. And could have this been avoided? Perhaps. Like I was just going off of the candle, basically, trying to keep my stop loss tight, trying to keep my losses tight. But what ended up happening is this market basically just included this whole range right here. So this would have been more ideal, I guess. Like if you're going to buy, you might as well buy the entire order block, which is this, and we would have been fine. Obviously, a buy right there and a stop loss here would have been just fine. We'd be definitely up on this trade right now. So something to change, I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like I just want to follow my rules no matter what and just accept the smaller losses that come. Because if you're just constantly changing your rules, for every single market condition, you're always going to be changing your rules and you're going to be confused, right? So in a way, I'm kind of just thinking like, well, it is what it is. Like you just allow yourself to lose a couple of trades, even though this would have turned into a winner had I had just a slightly larger take stop loss. So that's my current approach. Is it something worth journaling? Yes, definitely, because if this happens often or often enough to the point where it would be more profitable to have a little bit of a wider stop loss and let these things ride a little longer, that's something we want to observe. Because I did lose what, $570 on that, which is pretty annoying because I should be up $700 or $800 now instead of. And so if you think of the differential, like down 600, almost $600, but I could be, if I were still in the trade, I could be up 800. That's a differential of like $1,400 difference, right? And that's a huge difference, right? So something worth considering at least, right? All right. And then I had some USD franc sells that closed for really small losses. I had a one for minus $207, one for minus 266. Which these are great. Like guys, if you guys remember, go to yesterday's webinar, look at the recording. We made what, $9,000 yesterday, and here I am with $1,000 of losses today, right? And I still have a winner, right? Like I still have that Aussie yen running. We'll go talk about that one in just a second. So like there are really good trades that we've taken this week. Like this week, I mean, not just yesterday, but this week we've had really great trades. And yesterday was awesome, right? And so, a lot of our money was made in the last, little bit. And so even if we're taking us, small losses right now, it's just part of doing business. So right here, a couple of things that I noted last night. This is a banker's candle right here. Obviously, the market blew past that. That's fine. That was a small loser. This right here was another candle, banker's candle, that I counted, and obviously it went above that. I'd be up now if I were still in that trade. That's what's kind of frustrating, is that I'd still be up on this. Where did it actually go? This USD franc, it actually came up to here. Could that have been a trade opportunity? Potentially. Like if you include, like you're basically saying that this banker's candle, like this supply zone is your area right there to sell. Yeah, I mean, sure enough, like, yeah, definitely. It's a good supply zone. I wonder, let's see, just curious about something. Yeah, that is an interesting thing. Okay. I'm just wondering if there's a better way I could have traded this. So yeah, I was trading the euro dollar long last night, the dollar franc short. I wasn't in those trades, they were pending orders and with tight stop losses. And so yeah, the recipe wasn't really great for the news that came out. Like I still lost on all of my dollar trades. Um, which is kind of annoying because obviously there's a couple of them where you look at them differently and you're like, well, like I could be up on this trade. Like had I used this banker's candle right here, I'm just looking at that and I'm thinking, I think I probably would have been positive at this point on this trade. But such is life, right? That stuff kind of happens. All right. Well, I'm going to look for some more while we're waiting for this Euro franc to line up. It looks like it's lining up here soon. It's getting close to a lower Bollinger Band. I would like to just spend some time, if you guys are okay with this, I'd like to just find some more um, opportunities based off of the um, like order blocks and things like that. I just want to see if we can find some. My best trades this week, guys, were like this. So let's talk about some of our best trades this week. I started this week. My first trade of this week was this trade right here on the pound CAD. I bought the pound CAD. Let's see, Sunday night. So that was right here. I bought the pound CAD right here and I wrote it to basically this resistance right here. And there's a good reason why I did that. So basically, the if you go back in time, like on an hourly chart, you can find that this market was hitting up against some significant like resistance. Like this is an order block up here. Yeah, you have this order block right here. And so I drew that out and said, okay, if the market gets to that, that's going to be, you want to sell right there and you want to take your profits on your buy. So I just saw a lot of liquidity up in there. Also, this is technically an order block up here. Obviously, market formed kind of like a support resistance and then broke out of that right there. So that's another order block area. And so, yeah, if you bring these over, these are all sell zones, or at least were sell zones. You can actually see the market is currently at this second sell zone and it's struggling to go past it for good reason, right? Like that's definitely a struggle for this market. Obviously it came up into this one twice, came up here, came up to here, and each time it's come up into this area, it's just struggled to send higher. It tried one time, got rejected. It tried another time, got a little further, but still got rejected. And obviously, when you see that kind of activity, obviously you're going to look at that and say, hey, it's not rejecting like in a big way. It's just somewhat rejecting. Like obviously you're going to look at that and say, hey, this is probably going to continue higher like it did. And that's probably what we're going to see again, because obviously it rejected this supply zone up here 2 times, but it's holding, it's still holding. So there's a good chance you might see this thing just continue higher. Um, anyway, just stuff to observe. The other thing I wanted to look at is, are we forming order blocks up here? Because often we will form some order blocks up here. I wonder if you have to go to an even higher time frame to find them. Yeah, there's one like up there. How about a 4-hour time frame? Yeah, there's definitely several up there too. So, I mean, we could be getting close to a market reversal at some point because we are hitting some order blocks here. It's not strong enough for me to really be interested at this point, but anyway, what I'm trying to illustrate here first, guys, and this is all I wanted to do to spend time on this pair, is illustrate. Obviously, I think this was my best trade of the week or one of my best trades of this week. Was I wasn't even selling. I was buying this. Like I wasn't looking. For me, what I was looking at was, hey, this is a market that's in an uptrend. It's obviously pushing up. And my question was, okay, I don't mind being a buyer or seller. Like that's what's cool about being a trader is you can be like this you can literally pick whichever direction you want. You can pick whichever direction makes sense. Okay. And sometimes both directions do make sense. And so for me, um, what I was looking at was, hey, this market is in an uptrend, but I don't want to buy until I know how far this thing's probably going to go. And so when I was looking at this, I said, okay, here we are. It's Sunday right here, and we haven't even hit we haven't even gotten to a supply zone yet. We're 100 pips away from a supply zone. And so I said, okay, since we're 100 pips away from a supply zone, um, and this market's been on an uptrend for like 1,000 pips, like it's not going to stop just because like the markets stop and go based off of supply and demand zones. And so if the market hasn't quite gotten to that zone just yet, then there's a really high chance that the market will go there before it's done. And obviously that took place. Like I took the trade Sunday night, bought the pound CAD, and then rode it just overnight, made $4,600, and then I was out, right? Um, and then obviously it did continue higher from my Monday trade, Sunday trade, or whatever. But I didn't really feel comfortable staying with it. What I did feel comfortable with was, hey, I can put a really big trade on this because this market is not even at the next stop and go point. It's in an uptrend, a very strong uptrend. But yeah, I'll get out. I'll consider getting out if it gets close to that next supply zone, if that makes sense. Anyway, that's the whole concept in a nutshell. All right, guys. So let's do this here. Let's go to, anyway, I'm just going to continue to look for opportunities, like looking for markets that are, like when I'm looking at this Aussie CAD, for example, what I want to do is go up to a higher time frame and find out if there's supply zones. Yeah. So when you look at this, where's all the supply? Supply is all up here, right? Has it gotten to it yet? Probably not, right? But I don't just trust the indicator alone. It's helpful to identify maybe an opportunity, but has it gotten there? Again, I don't really know. So let's go back in time to find out, is this legitimate? Um, yeah, sure enough, for me, I look at this and I say, okay, the next supply zone is basically this right here. That's the next supply zone. Okay, have we gotten to that? Not quite. Yeah, we have not gotten to this yet. So is there a potential for this market to come up to here? Yeah, definitely. And if it broke above this resistance, it kind of already has broken, like it broke above here. Um, I know it broke above, it's pulled back some, but yeah, it's basically at this resistance, hanging out, deciding if it wants to keep going up. But if it were to break out, if it were to keep going up, I wouldn't even be any interested in selling unless it got up to there, which it looks like it got pretty close. Yeah, so if I were to buy this, I could, what I would probably do, and I might do this, I'm really thinking about it, but um um what I might end up doing is stopping out, like below one of these demand zones if if I bought now. And then I feel like I could feel some comfort buying this all the way up to here, type of thing. So I may end up doing that. Like the reward to risk ratio on this is not bad. Like you could do something like this, write it to here. Let's see, it's 1.78, so it's like almost 2 to 1. It's not a terrible trade, but I think there's better trades to take. So anyway, I'll come back and look at this one. Let's see, I'm just going to write this down real quick. So the best trade, this is something I was going to say, and I apologize, I've been a little flustered this morning, but the best trades I've taken this week and last week for that matter were not selling when the market gets to a demand zone like up here or supply zone like up here. The best trades I took this week were the ones where I rode to those, like the market's in an uptrend and I rode to the next zone, if that makes sense. So in other weeks, and I've made plenty of money doing this, and we've done it together too. In other weeks, what we would do is we'd wait for the market to get to here and then we'd sell. And that's not a bad idea necessarily. Like we've done pretty well doing that. But the trades where I've had more success is where I buy like, say here, and then I ride it to the next zone type of thing. Yeah, that's where I've had more of the success. So, so I'm looking for more trades like that. Anyway, I'm just gonna write the Aussie CAD down as an option. All right, and then I just continue looking here, trying to find out, where is everything pushing. This one's just kind of like in the middle of nothing. Like I don't like this kind of thing where it's just in the middle of a range. Here's the Aussie yen. Obviously, we've been selling this. It's been doing great. The demand zone, the supply, I guess demand zones are down here. We haven't quite gotten to those yet, and so I'm still holding the Aussie yen. And this is the exact same thing we were just talking about. Like when we got into this trade, we started selling this Aussie yen. If we go to an hourly chart, we started selling this guy like back in here. Ideally, we should have sold up here, but that's fine. But we sold here, and we're doing pretty well on this trade. We're up several thousands of dollars on this. But this type of trade, we were looking at this, and obviously overall downtrend, right? That's important. You were making lower lows, lower highs, and then we had a gazillion supply boxes up here, right? These are sell order blocks, and so what we did is we said, okay, hey, I feel comfortable selling below these boxes pretty much anywhere. And you can stop out above this because this market is in a downtrend. Where is it likely to stop and reverse? Probably not until it hits the next supply boxes. And technically it hit a few right here, but the one I'm really eyeing is right here. So I really haven't even gotten to the one I suspect the market will go to, which is down here. And this is a trade we literally are in right now. So I don't even need to like consider taking an order because we're already in the order already. Like we're already in this trade. So, which is awesome. Okay, so now I'm just looking for more. Okay, this guy, Aussie Kiwi. We took this trade the other day too. I may have closed out a little too early. Obviously, we made several grand on this one. We sold up here. Why did we sell this one? Well, when we were trading it, it had all these supply boxes. The other thing I really liked is it had hit. This was actually a significant support level. Like if you go back on the other side of the chart, it was a significant level, and the market just kept pushing against it. Like it would barely reject, it would kind of reject, and then it would just push against it, pushed against it. And whenever you see that phenomenon where the market's just like pushing against a resistance, in my experience, they usually break. You don't usually see the market go the other way. It just breaks, right? And that's exactly what happened here. And so you want to ride this to the next supply demand zone. So, which I think we've come right up to it. We're pretty close. Like if you go back on the chart, yeah, that's one right there, obviously, and market's touching it right now. It's amazing how that stuff works. But yeah, that's definitely one right there. And apparently they're calling this indicator's calling this one. I don't know about that one for sure. I would be more interested in these two down here, but that's a long ways to go. So I don't know if the market will go all the way down to this right away. But if this market continues lower, this area would be the next area I'd be looking at. So if you come back to the right side of the chart and see where we are, I'd probably give this some room. We've already made our money on this trade, but yeah, if it kept going down, these would be the next areas of interest, in my opinion, would be down here. Like this whole abyss is not a buy area. You would not want to buy anywhere inside that. You're going to get absolutely demolished if you buy inside there. But yeah, if it came into this area down here, I'd probably be more interested in maybe a buy opportunity. So what I'm saying is for our trade specifically, if this market kept on breaking down and it broke below these two supply boxes or demand boxes, excuse me, I'd look for more sells all the way down to here. That's what I would be looking for. All right. Anyway, that one's kind of over. I'm not really interested in it at this point. How about this guy? Where's this guy going? Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar. Seeing this thing saying like, hey, if this thing wants to go up, it kind of could go all the way up into this area, like that's a long ways to go. Let's see let me identify my own boxes real quick on this, because this could actually be an opportunity. For me, this is a supply zone right there. So I'm going to draw that one out. And so is, I would say, so is this. And yeah, I agree with those ones. So I'm just going to expand mine out. I agree with those ones. And yeah, definitely this. Definitely. And then there's some more like way up there. But these are the ones that are nearby. So here's the thing. Where's the market right now? It's right here. There is actually some significant supply that I think the market would want to get to. Let me draw this one out just a little bit more. These three areas, I do believe the market would want to try to get to these areas in the future. So this could certainly turn into a solid buy opportunity. Like I might get in and, this could turn into a buy opportunity that we could ride to one of these levels. Like even just to this next one, that's like 100 pips to the next one. And then there is all the way up to my next box is 178 pips, which is a possibility too. And then there is one that's all the way out here. I'd probably get out on this first or second one. Definitely by the second one, I'd be out. But that it's just this kind of stuff. So I'm just identifying like, okay, this market's in an uptrend. Are we going to, can this market continue what it's been doing? Um, I think so. I definitely think it's a possibility. Yeah, like when I look at this, like look where it stopped. I don't think it really merited a stop right there. That's why I think this is very short term. Like look where it is right here. This is an area where it doesn't make sense that it stopped right here. And honestly, hasn't officially stopped yet, but that's why I'm thinking we might move quickly out of these areas, because this doesn't make sense for the market to come and stop at. So that's why I'm thinking maybe this Aussie dollar maybe has a little more to go to the upside. Yeah, honestly, guys, this could be a monster trade. This could be. We're still making higher highs. We're still making higher lows. The market came down with that news and still rejected right off of it. I like it, guys. I do. I do like this trade. Yeah, especially because there's no supply up until these areas. And Sonar Lab's not even saying this is a supply box. I'm calling it, I'm making that executive order and I'm saying that is a supply box because it is. But still, that's 100 pips away. But Sonar Lab is not even saying it is. Let's look at a 3 hour. Yeah, Sonar Lab basically has the entire, yeah, like basically my box right here, my second box. Yeah, they're saying that's a zone. And of course it is. Like I know it, Sonar Lab knows it. That's one right there. How about a 4 hour? Okay, so the 4 hour does have me on this next one right here. So that makes sense. Like I knew this was one. It's just for some reason the indicator's a little wiggy and it didn't realize that this is one. So yeah, I think a two target trade would be right on this. Like, buy here, ride this first target to there, second target to there, and then you're done with the trade type of thing. But yeah, let's go back to a 1 hour or a 2 hour. I guess it was on a 2 hour. But yeah, I would ride this. I do like that trade. I do. So let's actually, I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull the trigger on this guy. So I'm actually gonna pull this over here and I am going to pull this over here and I'm gonna just take this trade and then I'll post this together with you guys. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and buy this Aussie dollar. Now I got to figure out my risk on this trade because I am pretty much stopping out like right there. Well, let's see, where's the best stop out? Like, how do I want to stop out of this trade? I like to do it over here. So this was a supply box. Obviously, the market's already moved up from it, which is kind of a nice thing. Like, yeah, it basically came to it and moved up, but I guess our trade will be right there. We'll ride to there. We'll stop out right there. That gives us a 2.17 to 1 reward to risk ratio. That's just fine. And then on the second order, we're going 3.8 to 1. That's good. These are good reward to risk ratios right here. These are good, guys. 1 second. Sorry, I just had to cough real quick. All right. But how many pips is that? So my risk on this trade is 46 pips. I like to risk 1% of my account on each trade. So, or max like 1.5 to 1. So I'm going to say I'll be willing to risk 3K on this trade right here. So if I'm risking 3K, I've got 48 pips to go and I'm risking 3K. So here's what I do. Basically, I come to my calculator and I say, okay, I've got 3 grand and I've got to divide that, like we'll say 50 pips. So I can do $60 per pip. That's 6 contracts. So I'm going to do a new order with 6 contracts, 6.0. And then I'm just going to go ahead and buy 6 contracts. And then what I'm going to do is just going to manually bring that stop loss right here. And sure enough, that's about 3K. That's a 1.5% loss if I lost on this trade. And then let's bring this target up to our minimum, which is at, let me make sure I get this exactly where I want it because I hate it when I mess up these types of trades. I hate it when I don't stop out or I take my profits when I should. Okay, so I'm going to say right there, I want to take my profits and that will be right there. That's 0.68686. So I'm gonna double click on this. Oh, 0.68686. Modify. Boom. There's my TP. And you can see here, guys, that's a $4,700 gain. If we win this trade, we'll make 4,700 bucks minimum, and then our stop loss, or we'll if we lose, we'll lose like just under 3 grand. So this is good. I mean, we'll definitely take it. Definitely will work. And I like it. I really do, guys. I really do like it because like this market is already wanting to go up. It's proven that it wants to go to the upside, right? And it really hasn't hit a supply box yet. Like supply is right here at the very least, and it has not gotten to it yet. It has not been there. So since we know it has not gotten to supply yet, like there should be a good amount of money to be made pushing this higher still. Anyway, that's the way I look at a lot of these types of trades is, yeah, there's still room to go on this type of thing. So anyway, I like that trade. Definitely a keeper. Speaking of, let me show you our Aussie yen trade. I've got this on another account over here. If I can get to it. Here it is. We're up 4,600 bucks, baby. Look at that. Well, I guess with swap and commission, we're up $4,500 on this trade. We're up $4,500 on the Aussie yen. Look at this. Look at this guy. Look at, oh man, and we were up even more, man. Oh man, that's hard sometimes, but we're doing just fine. We're doing just fine. 4,600 bucks. Like that is just awesome. Just amazing. Yeah, I'm sure we were up probably another 2 or 3 grand at one point, and then it's pulled up since then, but just amazing. In fact, should we, let me take one more look at this. Let me make sure. I wonder if we should have, well, we did hit some supply. Yeah, we should probably close. I was hoping to get to this, but it looks like it's respecting a lot of these demand boxes right here. So we should probably take our money and go. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So that's 4,500 bucks on that trade. That's just awesome. That is just awesome. Okay. And then we're gonna let this guy do its thing. The Aussie dollar. This is gonna be a good trade. I mean, I really do. I mean, I don't want you guys, again, disclaimer. I really don't want you guys to mortgage your house or do anything like that, do anything dumb. Even when you take the very best trades, sometimes the very best trades go against you, right? Like it just happens. It's just what the market does. So like just know that, like, even the very best trades go against traders. And this is fun because we're actually already up almost 300 bucks on this trade. I know it's just start getting, actually now we're up over 300 bucks, but um it's fun to see, right? Like, and I think we really did take a real good trade here. One second. I think we took a good trade, guys, because we did our analysis well. Again, the best trades we've taken this week are based off of this exact thing. Like, hey, we're trading the trend. We're trading with, not the trend. I'm not a trade trader, for the record. I don't trade the trend. I'm trading the direction of the market based off of where supply is and where demand is. And obviously, this market has chosen the up direction. It has wanted to go up. It said, I want to go up. It's proven that to me. It's proven that to you. But has it reached a real significant area where the market ought to turn around yet? No, it hasn't. Where's that next area? Not until here. It's like 100 pips away. And even then, in reality, most of the supply boxes are all the way up in here. So there's no supply until you get up into here. So we've got 100 pips, almost, I don't want to say guaranteed, but almost, it's a direction the market has to go at some point. Like it has to go there to fill that supply. Um, and it hasn't reached it there yet. And again, if you look at where the market is right now, if you look at basically this area of where the market is, we'll just kind of drag this over. Is this a supply box? You go back and look at this and you'll find it's not, right? Like you'll just keep going. You keep going. Look at this. That's not supply. That's not supply. So the market's going to leave this area really quickly. I mean, if it goes down, it'll go down very quickly. Like if we lose on this trade, we'll lose very quickly. If we win, we should win very quickly on this trade. Now, obviously, I have a weekend, so we have to wait the weekend, but I don't imagine us being in this trade more than, today, Monday, and Tuesday. So if we win, we're going to make our nearly 5K on this trade. If we lose, we'll lose, our 3K or less than 3K, whatever that was, on this trade. But yeah, this is the next supply area, is right up here. And honestly, and I probably shouldn't, it's really that right there. That's the next supply area. Let's see, how did the 4-hour chart like it? Well, I guess the 4-hour said 4 hours saying that whole area is, and that's why I put my target. Okay, so all right, well, we'll let this, I'll concede to that. Yeah, this is gonna be good. Now we're up $400 on this trade. So fun. Super fun, guys. Fun stuff. Um, yeah, I like it. I think it's a risk worth taking. And I just wanted to see, because what I should have done is taken 2 trades at 3 contracts a piece instead of 6, so that I should have done that so that I could close out some later at some of these other supply zones. But we'll at least go to this next one right up here. We'll go to this next one. I feel really good about that, guys. I do. Like, I get that feeling when I'm like, I know I did a good job on this. It's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. And that's nice to know. Like, I can go into the weekend knowing this is going to be a good trade. All right. So what's next? Oh, I want to see if we can find some others just like this. So like this one, for example, Cat Frank has been just getting pummeled recently. It's got tons of supply boxes up here. It's been pushing lower. So now what we want to find with something like this is, where's the next demand box? Is there a demand box nearby? If so, maybe don't continue to sell. Like here's a 2-hour, none down here. Let's see, here's a 3-hour, still none down here. How about a 4-hour? Here they are. Here they are. I knew they'd pop up. Sometimes you have to switch time frames. So yeah, we're coming into them. Ideally, this would have been the best trade to take, like obviously selling up here, and then riding down to here. But so this is one where I'd be a little concerned with the continuation of the sell, because if you start running into this kind of stuff, pretty soon you're going to get a move back up. So let's go back in the time frame and find out why this area down here it is. Yep. So yeah, this whole thing is like demand. Like you have honestly, that whole thing is demand right there, because whatever happened here caused that big move. And yeah, if you pull this over, this whole thing's demand. You can see the market's kind of slowed down. So would this be worth a buy? Maybe. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where your stop loss would go on this because it's such a big zone. But if I were a seller and I was in profit, I'd probably start taking my profits here soon and then maybe even looking at switching the other direction. But I think there's better trades to take. Like here's this guy. It's coming into his zone. Frank Yen came right into his zone here and then popped up. Yeah, I'm not going to touch that one. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what I like to see. Let's go back to a 1 hour chart. So I like to find stuff that is at a like a real like it's at a multi-month high like this one is, or it's getting there, a multi-month low type of thing. And then, this kind of stuff I love going back to find out, hey, where is the next supply up here? Where is it? Hey, this could be good, guys. Because if this thing wants to keep going up, honestly, the next supply zone, in my opinion, is basically this right here. I suspect that if I pull up a higher time frame, there will probably be order blocks up here. Let me pull this over in relation to where the current market is, because if that's the case, this one may have more to go. Let's go to the 2 hour. How about a 3 hour? Yep, there they are. There they are. Isn't that cool? I knew they'd be up here. There's two right here, apparently. But that's what's so cool is we're not at a supply zone yet. So does this market have more to go? Probably. Like, could this be another trade like the Aussie dollar? I think so. Oh, guys, look, we're up like 900 bucks on that trade now. Good day. All right, could this one keep going? Probably. Like, 1 second. Sorry, guys, I keep coughing. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's probably the next zone. I honestly would kind of ignore these two right here. I don't think those are super valid because when you're looking for supply boxes or demand boxes, you want to find boxes that have more to do with break of structure. These don't really deal with break of structure like this one does here. Like obviously this box up here, this area is what caused this break, this subsequent break right here. And the market hasn't been back to this area in a while. And I wouldn't count these two. I'd almost ignore it. If you can delete those two, I would. I honestly think this market has all the way up to here to go. Guys, that's 200 pips. No, more. It's like from the current price, that's 226 pips. So could this be an opportunity? Yeah, definitely. I really do. I really think this could be a good one. So yeah, we could definitely ride this one. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where my stop loss should go on this. I mean, there's some things you can do, like you can, obviously it's got a nice little trend right here. So you'd want to make sure your stop loss is outside of that. But I would say, yeah, you got 200 pips to go. Like, so if we want to maintain a 3-to-1 and we know we can get at least, we know we can get this much out of it. How do we maintain a 3-to-1? Stop loss would have to be right there for 3. 2-to-1 would put us about right there-ish. That's just slightly better than 2-to-1 right there. Yeah, I might do that trade, honestly, guys. That's another good one. That's another good one. Let me pull this over here. All right, guys. So where did that go? Here it is. All right. Yeah, I do like that. And this is similar to that Aussie CAD, or yeah, it's similar to the Aussie CAD. It's the Euro CAD instead. But I kind of like this one better. I like the way this one looks just a little bit better. But yeah, there is no supply, guys. Like you switch time frames, go to a 4 hour. Look at that. There's no supply all the way up into there. So why would this market stop right now? You tell me. Why would the market stop right here? If you're new to trading, I used to do this all the time, guys, where I would see the market right here and I'd say, "Oh my gosh, look at it. It's just at an all-time high. This is crazy. It's got to come down. Like it's just got to come down." And I keep telling myself, "It's got to come down. It's got to come down." Why? That's the question I never asked. Why? I just always said, "Well, because it's high, because the market's high. It's got to come down." Right? No. The markets stop and go based off supply and demand. If there's demand, it keeps going up. If there's supply, it goes down. Is there any supply here? No, there's none. Like really nothing to note. I mean, you could argue that this is a little bit of a banker's candle right here, but is it something that would cause this market to forever go down for the next, foreseeable future? No, 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 guys. Come on, come on. So I think it's priced in, guys. I think it's caked in here. This market has another 200 pips to go. You heard it here first. Okay. I think it has another 200 pips to go. This one could take to the end of the month. Like this could be your Santa trade right here. What can we make on this trade? Well, since my max risk would be like 3 grand on this, and I probably would go with like the 2 to 1, maybe 3 to 1. It could make 6 or 9 grand. It's all right. Like it's a good trade. It's a good trade. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, that has some super potential. It really does. It really does. Okay, I wrote that down. I might come back and take that trade. Here's a euro pound, guys. 4 hour chart. Looking for supply demand. This one's looking like it's in a little bit of trouble, honestly. Making a lot of lower highs, lower lows. It's giving me vibes that it wants to just keep going down. We will see on that one. I'm just kind of scanning these higher time frames. Here's that pound CAD. Well, this would be similar to what we were just looking at. There's a couple of boxes right there that it's saying, but I don't even know about that. Let me look at this up here. Let's go to even a day chart. Yeah, guys, I feel like pound CAD, the Aussie CAD, the Euro CAD, they're all looking very similar. They all have this like potential and look that they just want to keep going up. Like that one could go a long ways. This is on D1 chart. But like this one, the next supply box is still 60 pips away. And I don't even know about that one being that significant. Like in the past, like even with this supply, this was totally, I'm sure it used to be a supply box right here. It just blew past that one. It just blew past it. So I wouldn't even say that that's a real legitimate area, or this one either. So this thing kind of has the green light to just keep going. It really does. I hate, I don't hate to say it, but for those that are like short right now, it's Friday. I know how this is. It's Friday. There's a lot of traders who, they see markets like this that are headed up and they're like, man, that thing's going to come down. I'm going to hold my short till Monday. Dude, terrible decision. Terrible. You're going to get owned by the market, man. You're going to get absolutely owned. So, yeah. So anyway, this one's looking a lot similar. I just like looking at these higher time frames to see what's going on. Yeah, those are all the way up there. But yeah, H1, you're not going to see anything because it's too long ago, but the supply is up here somewhere. You go to 2 at 2H, still nothing. It's all buy boxes down here. You go to 3H, you get a tiny sell box from the past, like from a while ago, right there, and it's nothing. Like it really doesn't mean anything. You get a little bit more here, but most of it's up in here, which makes me think again, there's more to go on this trade. Like I don't think this thing's done going up. Like I'd be really surprised. Like what would cause this market to go down right now? There's nothing that says that this should go down. So yeah, anyway, it's just stuff to observe, right? Same thing with this pound franc buy opportunities. In fact, this is the top traded trade according to the COT report. According to the COT report, this is the best trade to take right now. Is to buy the pound franc. Makes sense. It does. All right. I'm just looking for some others. Let me get back down to that 1 hour. I get confused with my time frames. Okay. Let's see, what was this? This is pound dollar. Looks like it came into a little supply zone here. Now, this is similar to the pound dollar. Like, where's the next zone? If this thing wants to just keep going up, where's the next zone? Honestly, probably whatever this is up here. That's really your next supply. Is all the way the heck up there. And I bet you if we go to a higher time frame, you'd probably find that those areas. Oh, heck, actually, 2 hours saying there's a lot right here. I guess it's just because of all this old resistance, but try going up to an even higher frame. Yeah, there they are. I knew they'd be up here. Yeah, so this is similar to the pound dollar or Aussie dollar. If this thing breaks, which it kind of looks like it is, where's it going to stop next? All the way the heck up here. These are things we got to pay attention to, really seriously. Um, like here we are on Friday, looking at the higher time frames, looking at supply demand zones, where the markets may be going. And a lot of other people, they're just trading on the 1 minute. They're just punching in sells on this type of thing. They're like, oh man, it's just so high. I gotta sell. Guys, no, knock that stuff off. I used to do that all the time. I'd blow accounts, I'd hit margin calls, I'd have terrible Fridays. I'd go into the weekend an absolute loser. You got to stop doing that kind of stuff. All right, guys. So this is another one. I'm going to write this down because if this thing breaks, which it certainly looks like it wants to, guys, this thing has 200 pips to go before you'd run into supply. Could it do that? Yeah, definitely. It appears it wants to. Like it's not really pulling back. It really doesn't appear that way. I might come up with a way to trade that because that's another good one. Anyway, I should probably wrap up. It's top of the hour. So anyway, guys, good trading day today. Obviously, here's that Aussie dollar. We're up $600 on that trade that we just took 20 minutes ago, which is awesome. Obviously, long way to go still, but super fun to see that already start to work out. And yeah, anyway, I'll have the recording up in a little bit if you guys want to come back and watch the class. I'll probably post. I'm gonna officially post this trade and maybe another trade or two on Telegram, so be aware of that. But other than that, guys, it was an awesome week. It was just a great week. We did really, really well for ourselves yesterday, especially almost $9,000 of profits. Today was a mixed bag. I had about $1,000 of losers, but now I've got another trade that's up $600 right now. So it is what it is, right? So anyway, guys, appreciate your attendance. Thanks for coming. Have a great weekend. It's championship weekend. Got a lot of football games. I got a football game tonight for sure that I'm watching. So enjoy all the football, enjoy everything. But thanks for coming, guys, and we'll see you on Monday.